What's up, people? How y'all doing today? Lord have mercy. Oh, man. I was scouting for my phone. I couldn't find my phone. And that's what I usually do my taping with. I need to, it's crazy. I have more than one camera. Not really to use today because one of them is kind of old. Actually, one or two of them are kind of old. But the main one that I had, I can't find it. But I was always using the phone anyway. This is a little bit easier and better for me, but it's crazy. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay today. I know everybody got their own struggles and things that they got to figure out. I wanted to mention something first that I went through, just for, if nothing else, just to share it with you. What I mean is, it's not that deep, but I did feel like I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. I talk to one of my uncles all the time. I actually talk to a couple of them, but not that many. And the reason why I talk to my uncle is because my father wasn't close to me. We never was close. And one of the great things about our relationship, at least in my opinion, is always that he filled me in. He almost like I feel like he fills me in on information about him that I did not know. And I know some people probably really don't care about a father that was never there, or whatever you want to call it, because he wasn't around. But I do feel like I've gotten to know him a little bit through that, through knowing my uncle. When my father passed away, we didn't have much time because he didn't come around and see me. It was weird because my mother died like in 2005, and I think he died maybe in 2007 or something like that, because he died like maybe 2 years after her. And I was trying to get in touch with him plenty of times before. In my mind, I was thinking kind of weird at that time. I think that I just was like, well, I didn't get to have no time with him. Maybe, now that my mother's gone, maybe he felt like he would be a little bit closer to me. I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was just thinking maybe I could get that time with him, and we never really did. He eventually came down and did connect with me, but even in that, it wasn't like it was good to talk to him a little bit. He told me a little bit information personally about himself, but it was only so much he could do, and he understood about the whole thing. But anyway, I understood. I eventually understood about the whole thing. I was just glad to get that time with him that I did, and it is what it is. So my uncle always kind of gives me a almost like a little side eye view of what his life was like, and things that he did when I wasn't around him, and what type of person he was. So, what happened between me and my uncle was a situation. It wasn't anything real deep, not in my opinion. We got into a discussion, and I'm gonna have to stop that with him because I'm a person that when I talk about this stuff, I'm passionate. I really am. I talk about stuff, and sometimes I might get a little loud, or I might want to try to get my words in. Don't feel like you getting it, or either maybe don't feel like you getting my understanding of what I'm trying to say, and I just sometimes want to relay it so that you can listen and hopefully understand what I'm saying. So what happened was we got into some talking points, and I wasn't trying to tell him that he couldn't believe how he wanted to believe, or act how he wanted to act, not act how he wanted, but believe in whatever he was saying. I just made a point. All I was just trying to do was make a point about the what we were talking about, and it wasn't anything deep. It was just I was saying, it's kind of like I'm not going to get like I said. I don't want to get into the argument, or the not. I want to get into the exact exact part of the argument. It was almost like, wasn't quite that, but almost like you say tomato, I say tomato, sort of like that. So anyway, it was a little bit deeper, but whatever. But what after the whole thing, he basically got mad at me when we were talking. I was trying to talk to him, and he was saying I was yelling at him. At that point, I'm trying to explain to him, and maybe I don't know if I was getting loud. Maybe I was a little bit, but afterwards, I know I was gonna give him some time, and afterwards I just felt like I'll give him a call the next day. So I called him the next day, and I was going to apologize to him, and I was just going to basically tell him, look, I'm not trying to get loud with you. I wasn't trying to get loud with you. I'm loud with you. You know the type of person I am. I'm not a screamer. I'm not a person that screams on nobody or nothing. A lot more calmer. And I was, I told him I was sorry. Uh, I basically told him that I was sorry, and I didn't mean to, hurt him or harm him or make him feel bad. And I was going to say I'm sorry. So I sent the text. I sent a text because I really didn't know how he was feeling. I felt like he was probably still upset. So I sent the text, and then like right after I sent the text, I got a message saying back, "You're blocked." And I was like, now unless I dialed the wrong number, because maybe I dialed the wrong number, but I'm pretty sure. It's his number. And the thing was, and everybody that I've told it to, because I was wondering, am I being an idiot? But everybody was like, nah, that seems kind of extreme. So I don't know if he did it, because he never sent anything back to me. But I did try to send it, and wherever I sent it to, it was blocked. So I haven't spoken to him, and then my wife told me that she got a text saying that, sort of in so many words, let bygones be bygones. This ain't no big deal. I love you, my nephew, whatever. But he didn't send it to me. Now, to be to be fair, I didn't have my phone. So if he had called me, I wouldn't have been here. But I don't see any calls. I'm gonna go check just to make sure. I don't, just to give him a chance to make sure before, if I do ever get in touch with him again, which I think I will. But the bottom line with that whole thing is that if he did do that, which maybe he didn't, I just didn't understand if you felt anything about our relationship. I know I do. If you did, is it so easy to throw me away because of an argument? You know what I'm saying? Is it so easy to block me, to not want to deal with me because of an argument? Because to me, that's not that deep. But I think sometimes maybe older people see the kids maybe in a way that they feel like they ought to be respectful, and any disrespect to them calculates into them not really want to deal with them. But part of this is that, I don't know if that's the case, but I'm a grown man. I'm gonna say some things. Everything ain't gonna be right and perfect, but I don't have a problem apologizing, and I don't have a problem with him. I still love him regardless. So that's what was on my mind about. I just thought I'd mention that because it kind of bothered me, and I don't know. I know all of us out here, we have problems with our families. We have problems sometimes with what they expect of us or what we expect of them, and even just what we say. So, with that being said, now let me move on to what I've been thinking about this week. What I want to harp on for a minute. I told y'all the last time that this Memphis situation was going to bring about some people in the media that they love this, as far as the Republican Party. They love this type of thing where they can try to reflect on it and make something negative of it. Regardless of who you are, where you're from, what your political status is, political way. Gosh darn stupid camera. What I was saying was, regardless of your political status, who you are, whatever, this is a man that got killed. This is a man that got killed for nothing. The same thing with George Ford. These people didn't even know why they were stopping him. But, I'm saying they didn't really have a reason for stopping him. But in all of that, and we already know this, regardless of what you want to believe, it's already been stated. It's already recorded and showed. The thing that bothers me about this, that Bill Maher guy, he always is putting his foot in his mouth sometimes. He says, stupid stuff. And I know he's a comedian, But but he came off. He was all serious today, and I don't know what his status is. I think he's like a Republican. I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's Republican. I don't know if he's independent. Whatever. It kind of doesn't really totally make a difference either. But what he said, I thought was I was watching him on the show. He had a little clip from it on the internet, and he said in so many words, "Well, I want to see what the who's the Academy Award going to go to this time." And I'm like, what is he talking about? Basically, Bill Maher wants to bring it down to color. And that's what a lot of these Republicans want to do. That's what a lot of white America wants to do. They want to bring in color. Now, they don't usually want to bring in color. But what they're doing is now they're bringing in color because it suits their narrative. It suits their agenda. So we already know, from what I understand, the year 2022, cops have killed more people. I don't have the total statistic with me, but they killed more people. They killed more people than back in 2020. Like it went up. It didn't go down. And most of those people are black. And I don't understand. Like, Bill Maher knows this. People know this. We get killed. We have gotten killed on a regular basis. It's not. And I know that white people have gotten in trouble and so forth and got killed, probably hurt by cops too. But for the way that they come after us is very disproportional. Now, I don't understand why Bill Maher, to me, it would make, this was not about, because he wants to make it, and more people want to make it about 4 black cops. And they want to say, this has nothing to do with race. No, this is not a race issue. This is just a few bad cops. And in this case, it's some black cops. They should understand that this is really not about race. Let me correct you. It's still about race. If you think that these black cops that went after these people, they're going after black people, that's not by mistake. A black cop, it can be just as bad as a white cop. I don't know if they know that, because they're acting like they don't. And they're acting like they got some type, like it's like a chip, like you won. Oh, well, let me throw mine in there. Let me get my point across. That's what it seems like everybody's doing. So when I listen to people, it's just as I said when I said before, this is going to be something that definitely, like white supremacists, is definitely going to be some white people saying this that act like they don't understand. But the bottom line is not the color of your skin. I think someone even said, well, there was no white people in this, so how could it be racist? Listen, again, this is, first of all, not about, it's not about, you don't, like, this is still a racist situation. These cops went after black people. These went at more, I guarantee you, majority of the people that they ran into was black, and from what has been described about how they did their job, they were always looking for the star or something. So the unit is made up like that. I think it's called Scorpion. It's made up like that. It's made to antagonize and mess with people. The problem is, Bill Maher, what this is about the blue line. It's about cops. It's the justice. It's them being able to go out and do what they want to. See, I think that those cops weren't doing anything more than what they were taught to do, and felt good. And they act like they were doing some type of job. When the people come after them, and when the people come after these black people, it's always negative. I've never once seen. I haven't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen every now and then or whatever, but I haven't seen these cops that treat black people like they treat white people. I can remember about the guy, I think his name was Dylan, that went inside the church and killed the 9 people. I found it awful problematic that the cops take him to go out and eat. It's almost like, oh, there you go, son, let me get you a burger. I don't got much I can give you right now, but I appreciate you for killing them people. That's what it felt like when I was listening to that. You have a person that rides 200 miles from his place of destination to come out and terrorize black people in a store. and literally said I'm sorry when going past a white person that was scared to death, and continued on to kill black people in the store as many as he could. They took him in fine. They didn't kill him. Made sure he got to the police station. But with us, it's like I'm talking about with us, it doesn't matter whether it's a violation or whatever. It's always some problems. They're always mad at us. They always come in aggravated. It always escalates. It hardly ever de-escalates. Only when you're white. Now, um, the funny thing to me is Bill Maher described this as being, he wanted to try to say, oh, they're going to make it about race, and this is not race. It is about, it's about the police force is what it's about. That police force, the police force gave them, they put the bullet in his back, and a bullet in the back of all these men, and told them that they can act the way that they can act. And these guys killed this man. And after they killed him, you get people like Bill Maher and people acting like not that it's justified, but acting like, well, because it wasn't white people there, we don't have a problem. The reason why those guys did what they did, they thought that the blue line was going to, they were going to protect them. Why do they think that they were going to protect them? Why would you say that, Eric? Well, because the blue line, those brothers in arms, they always protect their own. And I mean that seriously. When they're white, they always usually protect them. You don't usually fire people. What they usually do is give them that, they say that they took them off their job, so they have paid leave. People give them they make GoFund accounts to take care of them. Oh, he was just doing his job, and now they turn it into a black thing. They using that race card, or now we're saying they're using the woke stuff. So now they're using that woke thing, and this ain't this is not something that we're gonna stand for. See, they bring up all these excuses when it's a person that's not a color. They protect them. And again, people calling up, taking care of them. Oh, I'm going to start a GoFund account and give them money so that they'll be taken care of. Oh, they should be up there. They're just doing their job. You notice, though, that with these guys, they were fired immediately. Now, what I do like, what I didn't like was that when we found out later that there were white cops involved. Isn't it funny how they weren't introduced? Isn't it funny nobody said anything about them? But I think they claimed that they were looking into it further anyway. But this dude was on camera, so it wasn't like y'all didn't see this dude on camera, And this coward of a cop, he sit there and said some nasty things. Like I think he said something like, "I hope y'all stump him in." Ridiculous. I don't see how anybody can stand around and think that this was cool. They really must. Some people really just must. I mean, they must really just want to do stupid things. I can't see that. I don't understand it. You took an oath to take care of people or to police people and do it in the right way. Why would you kill people and then, gosh, you end up killing your own people? So to me, it's about the cops. I don't know how we got way off it, and it is racism. Because those same cops would never have picked up a white person that did what they did. They knew they were in the wrong. They know they were in the wrong. There's no way you can apologize for that. This is the thing. They just take people's lives, and you think you can give apology and that's the end of it, or you think not that they apologize, but not that we're mad at even. But I'm just saying, do you think that we're that least? It's so funny when Kanye did the whole white lives matter, and everybody some people kind of rallied on that, like, oh yeah, that's what. This is bullshucks. People play this game. Y'all know black lives don't matter more than y'all life. That's the reason why people say it. I would rather have it be said black lives matter as much as anybody else's life. But y'all don't treat us like that. So here we go again. Now it's trying to change it around. Now they're trying to change the narrative again. Well, he got Tyree, I think his name is Tyree, whatever. He got what he deserved because of this, such and such. the narrative always somehow switches. It's our fault. I don't care what you say. It always switches to like, oh, now they're getting mad. Why are they getting mad? You have people like Tucker Carlson, Hannity, all these different people. I thought it was funny. They had this black little chubby dude. I don't know what his name was. Gosh, I need to remember that name, but I think he's getting it now. People are coming after him, but he had the nerve to come. He went on. Did he go on Hannity? I think he went on Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson, he gets on my freaking nerve. Doesn't he look stupid? Like he'll be in the camera, and then like as he listens to people and they do their little spiel, talk about whatever it is that they spin in. Get it, Riley? So they put their little spin on it and say what they got to say. And Tucker is always acting like he's somehow trying to understand and so deep whatever the person is saying. And he's like, looking stupid while this guy talks about. And again, they always get a black person, because you got to have a black person that when you can find. I know they're like, oh God, we got a black person, conservative, that's going to come out and talk about how wrong this was and where it came from, and that these cops need to be. These cops, it's not about the cops, and it's not about color. He would come on and say that these crimes were because black men didn't like being don't like authority figures, and how they don't listen to what people say, and the mothers was wrong, and the black mothers, and it's so tiring. It is so tiring that we are the only group of people that have to justify why we shouldn't be killed. We are the only group of people that should have to justify why someone shouldn't blow us away, why someone shouldn't shoot us. And then when we get shot or we get hurt, then we have to justify, then we have to figure out some way, or people figure out a way to throw anybody on, to talk about us as if we don't matter. And a lot of times it doesn't. We don't matter, which is a shame, because in those situations where cops are handling. And then I heard somebody talk, heard another guy today that was on the Roland Martin. Roland Martin blasted him. He knew what he was talking about. And I remember I told my wife, I said, if you can't hold your own, you shouldn't go on Roland's show. And usually those people can't hold their own. Like, you're never going to see Candace up there, because I know he's called Candace out more than one time, because she thinks she's so intellectual. She thinks she's so smart. And she's good at throwing blame on black people. You know what I'm saying? Throwing blame on us. We're all bad and all this stuff like this. And it's a narrative. It's a scheme. It's the way it is. It's always been. This is always going to go on until people if they ever recognize that this is still part of the system being racist. And if we don't do anything to change the system, we don't do anything to change the way that things are, it'll constantly be that way. So I said what I just said. I knew was going to happen. So now everybody comes out, Ben Shapiro and his bullshucks, explaining how it's not the cops' fault. It's always our fault. It's just everybody saying a bunch of foolish things. They know it's foolish. They know it's ignorant. So they want to get it. And these extreme people have no sense of empathy. They have no sense. They don't care. A person like Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, these other guys, even Bill Maher, I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. I don't know what's coming. I thought he was at least somewhat of a decent person when it came to talking about issues, but he didn't just throw us under the bus. He didn't always just talking about us like we don't matter. It's just crazy. So I wanted to just say that, because I want y'all to just pay attention. I know there are some black people that, because I deal with black people like that. I know there's some black people like, well, we just need to let it go and get moving. We don't need to worry about this as much. No, you better worry about it, bro. It might not happen to you. I hope to God that it don't happen to you. I hope to God it don't happen to me, my kids, my wife, none of us. I hope that there are some, I want to believe that there's decent people out there. I do believe there's decent people out there. But unfortunately, regardless of that, maybe it don't happen. It didn't happen to you. It didn't happen around your area, or you don't see it a lot. It happens, and it shouldn't be happening at all. That's my point. My point is, it shouldn't even be happening. So regardless of, like, us trying to do right and carry ourselves in a righteous manner, things still happen to us for no reason. In the case of policing, and for me, that would bring up my, to me, it would make it even, it would, to me, seem even more that when you see black people kill their own people because it's they feel like they were going to get off, and that's what I believe. You got to know that this is deeper than what you seem to be perceiving it as. Gosh, it's just amazing, the hatred that I'm seeing. I'm not gonna go into that because that's a whole nother story too. But I was watching AOC debate with some redneck white dude that I think they were talking about guns inside that office and saying that certain people shouldn't. We shouldn't have guns in office, but it's as stupid as somebody debating, telling Matt Gaetz, you shouldn't even be able to lead the Pledge of Allegiance, or he don't want anybody to lead the Pledge of Allegiance that's been in January 6th rioting. And I agree with him. I think that if you're supposed to be standing for this land, you're supposed to love it so much, and you're a nationalist, racist. And if you're doing that, why be doing anything in the government? It's funny to me. Somebody was explaining that these guys that are KKK people, white supremacist people, a lot of these people have just figured out a way. They've been working jobs for policing and stuff like that all the time. It's their way to get in the system and cause havoc. Now they're coming in and becoming presidents. Trump and DeSantis, they coming in, and now they're coming straight out the gate doing stuff that's against us. Anti-black, but they want to holler anti-white. Everybody's anti-white, and we're just regular white men trying to get a job and do what we're supposed to do, and they keep coming down on us. No, you shouldn't stand on the outside being racist and being an a-hole, and then when somebody calls you on it, now you're talking about freedom of speech. Well, I can't say what I want to say. Or is it just really that you can't say the words and the negativity that you want because now things have changed, but you want that old thing back, that hatred? This Make America Great Bull, which is not really real. It's Make America Hate Again. But I digress a little bit. What I was saying was it's just amazing. Everybody playing the whole, everybody talking about the race now, and still lose point of the fact. Nobody should get beat up or killed. Nobody should be hurt like that. I don't care what color the cop was. And why should the color of the cop make a difference? Why are we on that subject? Again, the cops don't make anything, and they're just trying to live their life. So the guy that Roland Martin had got to, I don't know if his name is Chris. I found out that he was out our way, and of course in a good neighborhood. He's talking about stuff he don't know. He acts as if he's some type of conservative brother, because these guys that conservative trip me out, the black conservatives, because I'll be wondering where they coming from. What's your angle? Sorry, what's your angle? Because a lot of them don't care nothing about us. They didn't, I doubted they even know us because they're so proper and uprighteous and living in areas that they don't hang out with no black people, no brother, no sister. You know what I'm saying? They live totally different, some of them. So this guy, he did some type of article. Again, the article wasn't even long. He got kudos, but of course he gonna get kudos. He got kudos from the Tucker Carlsons. He got kudos from the Hannity. people tried to bring up the whole thing because basically what he was saying was that we got to come up within our own community and take care of our own stuff, and he said some to me kind of harsh stuff about us, and I'm like, bro, that's you too. If you're saying that we all need to be getting together, I get that, but that's not the prime thing, you know. And then the one last thing I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna stop it because I can go on with this, but he said something like, um, he had something in his article about uh, what was it? It was about, it was something, I think, to the fact of he supports all the officers, and again, the officers don't make that much. They are working very hard, and blah 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 blah. Listen to me, and I'm gonna say this once, and I'm gonna keep on moving. Um, Everybody has a job to do, but if you're a cop, and I hold teachers to the same thing, you have to be extra. You have to be who you are in order to be a real cop. Because if you're a cop, it don't matter if you black. If that person is white, you're gonna take care of them. You're gonna make sure that they get the justice that they're supposed to get. That you're not gonna let nobody just hurt, harm them, or do anything wrong to them. I mean, and anything that relates to violence, it's not like black people love it and want it. But this guy from Indiana claimed that this guy claimed that he understood people, and you know, understood people in the black community, but he wants to reach out to the cops. I find it very funny how you want to reach out to the cops. I find it very funny how you want to talk about how bad the cops are. This is almost like the January 16th, the way they turn and reverse things. And it's like, woe is me, you know, woe is me. You know, we were just trying to save our land, and people hollering about, oh, you gotta know that those people were poor, and they were, no, they won't. A lot of them people had money. That's why they were out there. But people don't want to be real. They want to be unrealistic about this. And now we have people in the House that were involved in the January 6th thing. But we already know how this goes. See, they can spin it the way they want to spend it. One of the guys I thought said that it was like, you know, the whole experience was like a walk in the park, that it wasn't anything done, that they just came to visit the office. Those are the people that are working in the inside with those people. They know what they were doing, and I find it funny that Bobert and her funny looking self, she actually came out and said, she jumped up and hollered about the one lady that died in the whole incident. I wish death on no one. She didn't have no business in there though, and how she got killed, and what happened, that's on her. She should never have been in there doing that. You understand what I'm saying? No, you believe me. If they didn't want to kill anybody, they really didn't want to kill anybody that happened to be white. You know, I have a friend, uh, and he was talking to me. He's telling me, "Oh, Eric, it wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't have did that to you." And I'm like, "You must be crazy." See, he's all on that devil's advocate crap. You know what I'm saying? Where he wants to say the most, you know, idiotic thing just to try to get to people. So he, you know, I remember him saying, "Oh, they wouldn't have did to you." I was like, is you fucking crazy?" And most white people know, if that would have been us, black people coming inside the place, or Muslim people coming in and coming to the Capitol, man, they would have had so many cops out there. It would have been a bloodbath. It would have been a bloodbath. This is crazy. Listen, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting. We got to keep doing what we got to do. Look. I know if I'm tired, I know Martin Luther King was tired. If I'm tired of this stuff, and we in 2022, I'm sorry, 2023 now, and this is still going on, and people are still they trying to find ways to bring things back that never were good for us in the first place. Wow, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I just, I don't know. Sometimes this is the only way for me just to get out, just to say things. And I know some people aren't really listening or even really care, but you know what I'm saying. I fear for us as black people. I fear because we living in a country now that just seems like, again, they want to turn back time. They want to take things back. You know, I really don't care who's uncomfortable with what I say, because I don't have no need to sit up there and say nothing crazy. You know, whether you like the fact that I'm talking about, you know, being black or being black in America or whatever. I really don't care. All of this stuff is ridiculous. And we're sitting here. Trump should not be in the chair. He shouldn't have been in the first time. And we are actually letting this traitor. He's a traitor. I don't care what you say. He's a traitor. You can get mad about it or whatever. He's a traitor. And this traitor is now trying to get back in the seat. He should be he should be arrested, tied up, and they should slap him around. But you know they're not, because he's the right color and he got the money. I don't know how he got the money, because he been grifting his way through the whole thing. But that's how grifters do. Bobert is a grifter. She's crazy with an annoying voice. Marjorie Taylor is crazy too. This Matt Gaetz kid, he out here messing with young girls, paying them with Venmo. Oh, that's not proven. That's an alleged. This is crazy. And it's because they control the show. If they didn't control the show and we had some real people of real power and people not necessarily real power, because they got the power, they sitting up here wielding it crazily. But if we just had responsible people that actually cared, these people don't care about us. And that's the messed up thing. People don't care. They don't care about us. Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor, Bobert, and a list of other people in the Republican Party. All they want to do is sit around and argue about things and try to get back at the Democrats. Why is it your job to sit around and get back at the Democrats? They're making this about themselves instead of working and trying to get things going for people out here. Why are y'all sitting around trying to make it like people that worked all their life to get the to get these entitlements that they're talking about? It ain't no fucking entitlement. That's people's lives to be able to pay and be able to get Social Security, get their Medicaid. Cut this bullshit out. To drop taxes on that. What are you doing? Giving us take our stuff and give it to fucking people that are rich. Is again. I could go on and on with this, but I'm just saying, people, pay attention. We got to stop looking at crazy stuff and paying attention to crazy stuff. All these things that are being said are divisive. They're saying stuff on any. They're just saying crazy stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. They're just saying stuff just to be mad. They're saying stuff because they're upset because things didn't go the way they wanted to go. This midterm, it didn't go the way they wanted to go, and things aren't still going the way totally they want to go, because they're fighting amongst each other and acting stupid. But anyway, my point was to be talking about Tyree, I think. My point is to be talking about him because this man is gone. This man is dead for no reason. And y'all can try to put your spin on it and twist it like O'Reilly did. But the fact of the matter is you're liars. You're liars, and y'all would take any opportunity and spend it any way you can to help push your agenda. Y'all talk about this woke thing and people trying to push the agenda. People just trying to live, bro. People trying to live. What does it matter if you don't like this and you don't like that? Because you don't like this and like that, that don't give you the right. You can't erase people. You shouldn't be trying to erase people. You understand? And erase their values, erase what they learned, erase what they've learned, erase who they are, erase what they're trying to do. You don't get to do that. Somebody out there, y'all gotta do better than this. And I mean, when I say somebody out there, I'm talking about in our Congress. We got to do better than this. This is a game. I don't know if it's true. I heard they don't pay taxes. None of the people out there in Congress, they don't pay taxes. And y'all have the audacity to get a loan. I think what was it, the PPE loans or whatever. You got the loan, got forgiven as much as I think almost $1 million. I thought from somewhere. And then y'all are offended at regular working class people. So y'all go against us and try to take away any debt relief that we got, but y'all got debt relief, and you trying to act like it don't make a difference. Why is it that you can do? You didn't do nothing special. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you didn't do nothing special. None of y'all. Y'all want to take away our y'all want to take away what's ours, and then y'all want to turn around and give it to y'all want to take it from y'all want to give it to the rich now, and then the companies and the play all this money that was supposed to trickle down, from what I understand Reagan would say, it never did. It doesn't. Just because just because y'all go out there and rally for these big corporate and these big business, that don't mean we're going to get jobs. That don't mean that does a great thing for us. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. I don't got nothing else to say. Um, Look, today, if you can, tell somebody that you love them. If if you can call your mother up, your father up, just call them up and say, I love you. I miss you. I ain't seen you in a while. You know what I'm saying? If you got a friend that you just ain't spoken to in a while, and you wonder, you ain't seen a friend in a while, and you just want to be supportive, just let them know. Hey, look, I ain't seen you, bro. Love you. Hey, sis, how you doing? Just want to call and say, hey, I'm serious, people. Even when if you walking down the street, good gracious, even when you meet somebody, if you can sometimes say, hey, how you doing? How you doing this morning? I know sometimes it's made my day, because we got so much going on in our lives, and we got so much that we got to fight for. And I just want to say to the people out here that have empathy for our situation, that they may not be black, but they understand the situation. They may not be Latin, they may not be Latino, but they understand. They may not. They may be a person that is not a color, but they understand. We need more people that understand, and that will be right alongside us in this whole, because with them is part of this. Because if you're not a person out there kneeling to the supremacy thing, as far as like you're happy, as long as you're not under the gun, and as long as you don't have to deal with this stuff, and then leave it on us, it's not gonna work. It's not going. I mean, like, some of it's not gonna work. I mean, I believe eventually we'll get where we got to go. But it's just, when you're dealing with people that own the system, and the system was never made for us, and they get to make laws, take laws away, change laws, make it harder for us to even participate in having something to do with how the laws are created, or how our country is going. They try to take that away from us. So people, please pay attention. Look at what's going on and fight for your right to vote. Fight for your right to live. Fight for our right to be who we are and not be punished for it. All right. Y'all take it easy. Again, like I said, tell somebody you love them. Thank you for listening. Y'all take it easy today, all right?